Hey there, y'all. Welcome. Today I am with Debbi Goodman-Venturina. She worked with me for a couple of months ago, and is now down 39 pounds. Yay. So welcome, Debbi. I wanted to have you on today because it's always good for people, right? Like I keep telling people about the results that I'm seeing with clients, but it's much more powerful when it's coming from you. So tell us a little bit about where you were with your weight journey when we started.
Okay, well, when we first met, before we worked together for 6 weeks, I had a lifetime struggle with my weight, always with my weight. And 10 years ago, I had bariatric surgery. Now, at my heaviest, I was well over 600 pounds. Prior to working with you, I had taken off 400 pounds, had a gain back of about 80, took off 20, and then have been stuck there for a couple years, up and down that same 20 pounds, and nothing else comes off.
Yeah.
So that's where I was. And as you said, I have lost 39 pounds since working together. And it is definitely a different way of looking at things.
Fantastic. So
it's been easy.
That is so good. That's one of the things that I try to work with. Another one of my clients, Kate, she actually did the whole 4-month program. And at the end, I asked her what the biggest aha was. And she said, it's that weight loss doesn't have to be a struggle. And that's such so different from the message we get from the diet industry. So if you would give folks some specific examples of what you learned from the program and how that helped you.
Okay, well, first of all, as women, we're programmed that the scale is not our friend. Okay, so it wasn't so much food issues, like actual food things with you. I don't think we actually talked actual food very often. So what I found is I was stuck. I had no beginning. I couldn't get back on track. I didn't know where to go. I needed more resources. And I needed to allow myself the time to do this. So, I mean, and you really did make it easy. You just have to listen to things you've learned, and you impart that wisdom to us. And we glean what we can from it. And there were some really good points that have changed my life.
Yay, fantastic. And I know one of those things we talked about was intermittent fasting. And I think a lot of times people hear the word fasting and they freak out. They think, I can't go 6 months without eating. That won't work for me. It's a very scary word.
They think no food at all. And that's not what intermittent fasting is at all. I had a very bad habit in the evening of eating to stay awake. For example, after dinner, we're sitting down, we're watching a movie, watching TV, and I find myself falling asleep on the couch, lulled. So what I would do is pop some popcorn, tons of butter, tons of salt. And a lot of times it was microwavable popcorn. It wasn't fresh popcorn, which is what I pop now. But I would eat to stay awake. If I wanted to watch the end of a movie, I knew a bag of Doritos would get me there. And I don't mean a few, I mean the bag. Because carbs break down very easily, and we don't realize how much we're consuming. So I would eat until bedtime. Now, after dinner, I don't eat anything. I really stopped eating desserts 10 years ago. And not that I don't have it from time to time, or when I'm out in a restaurant and everyone's getting dessert, I order a fork because I share well. But I found myself looking at things differently. Like my sticky note. I lost my sticky note. Okay. Well, I can tell you what my sticky note says because it came off my bathroom mirror. Do you remember the progress versus perfection? Okay. So like for me personally, working with you on a very specifically, we talked about things, and I think I always strive for perfection, and my weight was never perfect. I could
Mm-hmm.
never get it where I wanted to be. And I always strive. And if I didn't get there, our size 5 skinny jeans, we all want to be there. That's not reality.
Mm.
That's not my reality.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't a healthy way to look at things. So I could make progress 5 pounds at a time. And my intermittent fasting was stopping eating after dinner and not eating till next morning. And right now I do a 14-hour intermittent fast daily. Now, there are days where I still, on the weekend, I might pop popcorn and share with everybody, if it's early enough, if I've eaten dinner and I still have some time. But I really don't eat from 7:30 at night till 9:30 in the morning, which is a 14-hour fast. We're normally sleeping during part of that 14 hours.
Right.
So it's very easy not to eat while we sleep.
Yep.
The effort to start it a little earlier and to wake up in the morning and to be very cognizant of how we're starting our day and breaking fast in the morning has become very important to me. And it changed my body chemistry a little bit. So it put me in the lose mode again. Because we get stuck. We hold on, our bodies hold on to the fat because they think we're going to starve. So they don't want to give it up. So as we're cutting our calories and our carbs down to nothing, our bodies just are not letting go of the weight. So knowing that I could intermittent fast and shake things up, and I was seeking progress, not perfection. I actually bought my first scale in 30 years, 40 years maybe, because the scale is now my friend.
Yay. Yeah.
The only challenge is to myself. I don't have to be like the woman down the street who wears a size 5. And for all we know, she struggles. You see her walking around the block 5 times a day because she's really working to keep her weight at bay.
Yeah.
So who am I to say what's perfect for other people? I know working with you, intermittent fasting has worked for me.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And again, kind of making that point of fasting doesn't necessarily have to mean like, oh, I'm not eating this week. It can just mean, right, you're still getting 3 meals a day, maybe some snacks, popcorn every now and again. But for the most part, you have dinner, you're satisfied, and then you wait until a little later in the morning, not even later in the day, but later in the morning for breakfast.
Right.
Because I know you were waking up sometimes in the middle of the night or early in the morning and starting then, but just by pushing breakfast a little later, that made enough of a difference because your body was able to get out of fat storage mode into fat burning mode. And that was enough to get the ball rolling. So that's fantastic. So I know we talked at the beginning about where you are now in terms of the scale, down 39 pounds, which is fantastic. But is there anything you'd want to add to the where are you now in terms of like mindset and patterns of behavior and things like that?
I think mindset is I am very proud of myself.
Yes.
Because this is definitely work that I've done.
Yes.
It hasn't been, weight loss surgery isn't all that cracked up to be either. After weight loss surgery, you take an instant loss no matter what you do. Even if you eat chocolate cake, you lose a ton of weight at the very beginning. But the thing is, it doesn't stay with you. And I've heard people that have worked with you that have worked like I did, Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, keto, all the different diets, and they wonder why nothing's ever stuck, because life isn't about a diet. It's about a journey, and we're a work in progress. And one thing I've learned working with you, and I'm trying to do this, if during the day, all of a sudden you end up eating a piece of apple pie, which you shouldn't keep in your house, but if it's there, you end up eating it. That's okay. Starting with the next moment or the next meal, you don't have to spiral.
Right. It's not like, oh, I've fallen off the wagon, so I can just eat whatever until I meet with my coach again. Like, no, start over now. It's okay.
Right.
Things happen. Yeah.
So, you know, initially I couldn't even go to a store like Lane Bryant and buy clothes. I was too big. So now my goals, when I started working with you, I had been wearing 24s on the bottom, 22s on the top. Now I'm in 18s. And my goal is not to be, again, that size 5, which is great for some people. My progress, I hope, takes me to a size 14 or a size 12. I don't need the number to be a certain number. I just know that I need to feel good. I need to be healthy. And I mean, even the doctor notices a difference. You know, your energy is at a different level. And like I said, you know, you get to a point where you can just forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for putting on all the weight.
Yeah.
And then be proud of yourself for taking it off.
Yeah, that's huge. That's really huge.
Yeah. And my competition is with myself. You know.
Well, and what I really see, you know, we talk about the vicious cycle, this kind of downward spiral, like bad thing happens and then another bad thing happens. The hard part is stopping that and sort of shifting gears, transitioning. But once you get the virtuous cycle going, it becomes self-reinforcing. You're like, oh, I actually, like, physically in my body feel better when I eat like healthy food from nature instead of food from a factory. And then, oh, I'm really proud of myself that I'm losing weight and that I'm sticking to the plan. And like the good things build on top of each other.
Absolutely.
So sometimes all people need is like a way to stop this one, switch, and then like now you're just going. You've got momentum, you've got support around you. It makes a huge difference.
And like I said, I look at you and you're my personal cheerleader.
Yay!
I mean, what's nice is people don't realize just working with you, and you're on Zoom for most of your work. So you're right here in my house with me, you know, on Zoom. But in the beginning, when you start to put it all together, you need to be accountable to someone other than yourself. Because when you've been accountable to yourself, it hasn't worked. And I'm not saying that you need to go and stand in the middle of a meeting and say, I weigh 242 pounds. You don't need to do that. You know, you don't need to feel humiliated. You don't need to, it's not that program. So you're cheering me on. You're giving me strategies. During the week, if I have questions, I can email you or text you. If I stumble, I can call you. If I have an aha moment, I can share it.
Yeah.
So even though we are not working together right now, I am still in touch with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you provide that for all your clients, which is an amazing thing, because it's not like, okay, I'm done with you now. You're done with my program. Bye. It's not like that with you.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of times people, sorry, go ahead.
I just want to share that, you know, people are afraid sometimes to step forward and put themselves out there and say, hey, I want to do this. Or, hey, maybe life coaching, that's something I could use. Because you're not just a weight loss coach, you're a life coach, you know, and you touch on all the behaviors and all the scenario, not just, again, the food. And why are you eating the food? You know the right way. Why aren't you doing it? And you've helped me find that.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So what would your advice be to somebody, and we may have just kind of covered this, but anything else, your advice be to someone who wants to do the program, like they're like, okay, Debbie's convinced me, Lisa knows what she's doing. She's done it herself. She's helped her clients. The program works, but they don't think it'll work for them personally. They don't think they can do it. What would your advice be to them?
Show up. That's it.
Yeah.
But that's the truth. Show up.
Yeah.
And you had said to me, if you aren't satisfied with the work we do together, I want satisfied clients.
Yes.
You know, if you're not happy at the end of our time together, if you have gotten nothing out of it, I will refund your money. And I thought, that's not a good business practice, because you can go broke.
That's a terrible idea.
I am probably pretty sure that you have never had to give a refund.
Not yet. I would if somebody was really upset, right? Because to me, a happy client, a happy former client, that is worth more than all the Facebook ads in the universe, because they're going to tell everybody. Yeah. And I don't want people wandering around going, oh, I tried that, it didn't work. Like, no, I don't want anybody out there unhappy, but I'm able to offer that because so far nobody's taken me up on it, because people are getting results. Yeah.
Well, they just need to do the work. And you hear work and it's like, oh, I'm going to have to do work. Yeah. It's not that kind of work, but you are going to have to get up and look in the mirror and say, hey, you need to do this for yourself.
Yeah.
And it's a hard thing to look in the mirror and look ourselves and, take stock.
Yeah.
So you have to show up. Once we show up, you kind of guide us. So
yes.
No problems.
And I wonder too, I'm making this up, but I wonder too, if some people think it's like a trick, like, oh yeah, sure, she'll give me the money back if I finish the 4-month program, but it's going to be like the Navy SEALs and she's going to try to wash everybody out so she doesn't have to. It's not like that. Like, seriously, like you show up on Zoom 16 times. If you're not happy, I give you your money back. It's not like, oh, you didn't do 47 push-ups yesterday, so you're out. It's
more than that.
Yeah.
You have to take these jewels of information that you give us. And if I'm not the responsible ones and take them and apply them to my life, I wouldn't be successful.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you're the one holding the fork.
Hard.
Yeah.
It's like we all have that internal dialogue. And unfortunately, we've all gone through periods of time where we hear in our head, you're not good, you're not worth it, you're going to fail, don't even bother, don't even try. And this is what we have to contend with. And somehow in working with you and taking stock of your life, you can see that that's not true, that you see, I am worthwhile. I can do this. I can feel better. I can look better. I can be more comfortable in myself, And I think that if someone commits to it, and it's easy to commit to, like you said, 16 Zoom meetings once a week for 16 weeks.
There are no burpees.
Just show up. And not just that, I want to say that I originally signed up for 1 month. You gave me 6 weeks, which was really nice. You knew financially, I might not have had a lot of disposable income, and you said, that's okay. We can take a break. In the interim, please stay up on my YouTube channel. Please keep in touch with me. You didn't say, oh, you can't pay. I don't want anything to do with you. It wasn't that way. You're not that person. So you have been, I think of you as a tool in my toolbox.
Yeah.
And the more I use the tool, the better I can hone myself.
Yeah.
So, and I appreciate you, Lisa. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. You're great marketing for me. No, but it's really heartwarming, right? Because I got into this, yes, to have my own business, to help myself, but also to help other people and to see somebody like take the ball and run with it. Because again, I can help a lot. I've had a lot of different kinds of training, but at the end of the day, you're the one driving the fork. Right. And I'm not there to like swat it out of your hand. So you really took the ball and ran with it. And that makes me just so happy and so proud.
Oh,
so,
thank you.
Yay.
Thank you. So, as you know, from my business, I have 2 businesses.
Yes, I wanted to be sure to give you a chance to tell everybody about that so they can get more information about you. Sorry, go ahead.
So I do walking food tours through Vero Beach, Sebastian, Fort Pierce. We stroll and we eat, we stroll and we eat, and we stroll and we eat some more. So of course I'm not eating as I'm strolling, but I am talking and having a lot of fun. But it's given me the stamina to get up and be able to walk a mile and a half.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like much, but I'm putting myself out there. And even with my husband's business, he's a home inspector, yourhomeinspections.net. We've been putting together networking events. So that's putting myself out there where I have to stand up, whether it's with a microphone or just my really loud voice, and talk, which is not a problem, but it's saying, look at me. And it's hard to have a room full of people look at you when you feel like a failure, when you aren't happy in your person. And weight loss isn't just poundage, and I'm feeling good about myself. So I'm able to do these things, and it's very exciting for me.
Yeah. Back to that virtuous circle, right? You start to feel better about yourself. So you're more comfortable putting yourself out there. So you start organizing the networking events. So then you get, more clients coming through. So it just, success leads to success leads to success. It's so good to see. So yes. So if somebody's, for the home inspection, is that just Vero or certain counties, or where does he cover?
It's Brevard, Indian River, Martin, St. Lucie, all the way down to Palm Beach.
Okay. Yep. So home inspections in that area. Yep.
We're a mom and pop. So my husband does do inspections after hours and on Saturday, because he really is respectful of people's time at no additional cost. Yourhomeinspections.net.
Gotcha. And then
my event.
Yeah, go ahead.
The last Thursday of every month. This is our first month in June 2022, because I don't know when people will be watching this on YouTube in perpetuity. So the last Thursday of the month in Vero, at Filthy's Fine Cocktails and Beer, we're having cocktails and collaborations, networking in conjunction with the Treasure Coast Connector, Ellen Contreras, who did her job putting us together. She connected us. So that's so amazing. And she is co-sponsoring the event with me. So that'll be a lot of fun. Come out to Filthy's Thursday, 5:30 to 7. Bring lots of business cards. Bring your coworkers, your significant other, your friends. It's going to be a party. So, and I'm happy to host it.
Yes. And this is going to be going live on Wednesday, the 29th. So if you're watching this on Wednesday, the 29th, it'll be tomorrow, Thursday, the 30th. And you and I will both be there. Ellen will be there. So you can come out, meet us in person if you're in the Treasure Coast area. And then just circling back to touch on your business one more time. That is primarily restaurants in Vero, correct? Or do you go to
Vero?
Okay.
I do downtown Vero. I do Fort Pierce along the waterfront, Sebastian along the river, and we're going to be debuting the Melbourne tour, downtown Melbourne.
Okay,
so that'll be a lot of fun.
Melbourne, Vero, Fort Pierce, Sebastian, and I would think that would be good. For people who live in that area that might have gotten in kind of a restaurant rut. We usually pick our favorites early on and then don't try any place else.
Right.
Or I would think for somebody who's visiting the area and wants to kind of get to know the town and get to know the restaurants, because I'm sure you talk a little bit about each community as you're strolling in the area, correct?
Absolutely. We talk about the community, the history of it. Our restaurant owners and managers come out, talk about the food. The chefs often come out. So it's a very personal tour. Some awesome food. Cocktails are included if you're over 21. And that's always a lot of fun. And like you said, if you have company that comes from out of town and you're looking for something to do with them or something to send them on while you're working, maybe, I mean, we sell gift certificates. So we just went through Father's Day, but if you have a birthday or anniversary, come out on a tour or buy it as a gift for someone. And if you're new to the area, like you said, it's fun to come out, and a lot of it is mom and pop, just like my business is mom and pop. It's that personal touch.
Yeah, you're not taking us to McDonald's and Arby's.
Nope. But did you ever notice that when you go to a wedding, you often get to choose beef, chicken, or fish?
Right.
Do you know McDonald's has all those options? Beef, chicken, and fish. I think they would be a great go-to to cater a wedding.
I'm sure it has happened. I'm sure there's some cute couple who met at McDonald's and I'm sure it's part of somebody's story. That's fantastic. So
That's the other thing real quick.
yeah.
I don't eat processed foods anymore.
Mhm.
I always kept like store-bought, and I know Ellen Contreras is going to watch this and be rolling in her seat, but I used to buy like pot pies and taquitos, and I know you're making that face, but they taste really good and they're quick and convenient.
Mm.
But after reviewing the actual ingredients in these things, fresh is where it's at, baby.
Yeah, I totally agree, right? Like eat food made, right? Like if you think about if the aliens captured us and they were keeping us in captivity and they said, what's the food? What do they eat in their natural habitat? Like, oh, it's plants and, occasionally when they can catch one, an animal. And like you would get sweets, you would get honey, but think about how difficult it is. Like you can't just you're not going to have that every day. And you have to really be willing to take a couple of stings to get to the honey, right? Like if you eat the way we kind of evolved to eat over thousands of years, if you eat a healthy natural diet, you get a healthy natural body. If you eat an unhealthy unnatural diet, you get an unhealthy unnatural body. And we're sort of like amazed. I don't know. I think it's just like marketing, or we're not paying attention or whatever. And like you said, it's not about being perfect all the time, but just trying to lean more to like actual food instead of food products. So yay. Absolutely. It's a great note to end it on. So sorry, what were you going to say?
I said, even yesterday I had plant-based sausage.
Yeah. But it was plant-based, right? So a little healthier probably. And yeah. And right. Every now and then, like I had a brownie the other day. So a little every now and again, no big deal, but trying to, again, like the progress, not perfection, trying to eat like food most of the time instead of, stuff that's been formulated by scientists to get you addicted to it. Right.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah. Makes so much sense. So, all right, fantastic. Well, I'm going to go ahead and bring the recording to a close. Again, if you're local to the Treasure Coast, come join us for the networking. I'll be sure to link that in the description under the video. And if you are ready to go ahead and work with me, lisaduke.net/schedule. You can go out there, schedule an initial consultation. It's free. We'll make sure that you're a good fit for the program. The program's a good fit for you, and just go from there. So thank you again so much, Debbie. I'll talk to you later.
Bye. Thank you, Lisa.